What's up, everybody? BDF44 coming at you another video. All right, so the final game on the tab for the day is the Suns and the Pels in New Orleans at Smoothie King. And what we saw in the last game was a Phoenix Suns team who could not hit a three to save their souls. They are having a very, very difficult time shooting the three-point shot throughout this entire series. So that's the first thing that steps out for me, even though the Suns are up in the series. At the end of the day, they are having a horrible, horrible series from behind the arc. So the next thing that I'm looking at in regards to the Suns, of course, they're missing Devin Booker. He's going to be out for the remainder of the series, and that means other guys got to step up. The Cam Johnsons, the Jay Crowders, the Mikal Bridges, JaVale McGee's, they all need to play better. And with them getting so little from the perimeter, it shrinks the floor quite a bit for them. The good thing is that they had fantastic play out of DeAndre Ayton in the paint, which ultimately gave them the edge that they needed. It's a situation where I called him out in the last game. I said that, they're going to need him to be dominant in the paint in this series in order for them to win. They can't just be out there taking three-point shots because, of course, they're not falling. And, Booker's not out there. So what you have is less efficiency in general. So the scoring needs to be made up. And I think the best way to do that is in the paint. Ayton showed up and showed out. Their bigs have been good in this series. And I think that's why they find themselves in a situation where they're dealing with the Pelicans being up, despite Brandon Ingram being unguardable. Simple and plain. What you thought you would see from KD, you're seeing from Brandon Ingram. Nobody's saying that, but it's the truth. He's playing like KD, and that's a fact. He's just not missing out there. And down the stretch of the basketball game, in the final 3 minutes, even though this is not something that's going to be talked about, Brandon Ingram was able to get whatever he wanted. A lot. Suns could not get a single stop down the stretch of that basketball game. Not one stop. And the same problem they had in game 2 as well. Brandon Ingram is unguardable for the Suns. They don't have an answer for him, and it's inexplicable to me because they have some of the best forward defenders is the word, in the planet. And Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder. But they have absolutely no success against Brandon Ingram's repeated jump shots. He's worked his way into being one of the elite jump shooters in the league, apparently. I didn't know that before this series. I knew he could shoot for sure, but I didn't know he had turned into this. But he has, and now you got to deal with him. And I don't think Phoenix has an answer. I keep watching and waiting for them to find some way to stop this kid. The only thing that stops him is his own shot not falling. He's getting to his spots. He's getting his shots up. He's getting them in rhythm. They're not getting any success. They're not having any success, and they're throwing a lot at him. So, given that this series is 2-1, and that dynamic exists, and Devin Booker is out, I'm not mad at the people who are picking the Pelicans to win the series. I'm not mad at that at all. The Suns have to be able to hit a three, and the Suns have to be able to make stops. You cannot win this series just getting inside paint presence scores and not getting stops on the other end. Because the Pellies are going to shoot some threes. They got three-point shooters. Even though those three-point shooters aren't exactly elite, you keep giving Trey Murphy open looks, eventually that kid's going to start knocking them down. Now, his struggles have been noteworthy. I've been sitting up here standing on his heel, talking about how great of a three-point shooter I think he's going to be, and he's bricked every last one of them. You're making me look bad, Trey. Please hit your shot. But no, honestly, he needs to just keep shooting. Don't lose confidence. It's the playoffs, I get it, but at the end of the day, his shot is the truth. Now, if it ain't falling, it just means he needs to shoot more of them. But as far as that's concerned, I have zero concerns. He just needs to be managed just like any other young player in a situation like this. Jones has been absolutely phenomenal throughout these playoffs, throughout the play-in tournament. He's made a name for himself. I'm a huge fan of what it is that he does. He's going to have to score the basketball. Jones is going to have to score the basketball. It can't be a situation where he's only getting 50-50 ball. He's only playing defense. He's only running the floor. That stuff is beautiful. But if you are an offensive liability, those are possessions lost. And that could be the same thing could be said for jump shooters who don't play defense, guys who only hit shots and don't do anything else. I mean, it balances out for everybody. But at the end of the day, the Pelicans are going to need his scoring. They're going to need him to grab rim. They're going to need him to hit free throws. They're going to need the aggression there. including his three-point shot that he has really found works for him. in key moments. So I'm expecting him to continue to shoot well. Landry Shamet. Landry Shamet is an active player who has a lot of playoff experience in only like 3 years of basketball play. This dude has been, I swear he plays playoff basketball more than he plays regular season basketball. He seems like he's always on a contender every year. I think the problem that I found with him is he's not very consistent, and he has a lot of young player mistakes. He's still a young player. I think that's the point of what I just said. He's played a lot of basketball in a short, condensed amount of time, and because of it, you think he's going to make certain decisions in certain situations, but he's still young. He's still developing, so they're going to have to be patient with him. I think they're leaning on him too much. Maybe go with Aaron Holiday. Maybe go in a different direction if you're not getting from Landry Shamet what you need. But what I saw from Landry Shamet was just a lot of good effort, but bad execution. Take it for what it's worth. I know he can play better. I know he can shoot the ball, but I just don't think the Suns should be thinking like they are in a good situation here. You got a matchup that actually doesn't favor you. Even though most of the teams in this league can't see you, you happen to be seeing one that maybe can. And that's the problem the Suns are running into, just like the problem that the Memphis Grizzlies are running into. You got a good matchup in the first round. A lot of teams didn't. You happen to. If you are the real deal, you're going to have to take this challenge and overcome it. It will be an advantage on other teams who haven't been tested. So that's how you have to look at it. But if you can't get out of the round, what difference does it make? I think the Suns are in a risk of not getting out of the round. I think they're at risk. I think we're at a place where they should be approaching this game like it's a closeout game, like it's a back against the wall game for themselves. They should look at this game like they're down on 3, and they should come at the Pelicans with a certain level of urgency that the Pelicans have never seen before. This is still a very young team, the Pelican team. Even though they got CJ McCollum over there, dropped 30 in the last game. We talked a little bit about how I wanted to see him look for BI in a certain particular moment where he went and looked for his own shot and missed an opportunity to score. That I think otherwise BI was surging to probably continue making plays as he had been. So I want CJ McCollum to be more of a field passing point guard, and that's just not his game, and that's completely fine. It's just a dynamic that the New Orleans Pelicans have. They're relying upon CJ McCollum, and CJ's a scorer. He's not a passer. So they're going to have to find that facilitation somewhere. And one of the better facilitators happens to be the guy that's hitting all the shots, BI. So you don't want him looking for other people when he's got it going like this. You want him continuing to be aggressive and taking it to that Phoenix defense. So they're in a little tricky position. CJ's going to have to step into his point guard abilities, and he's going to have to do that at an unselfish rate starting now. Scoring 30 is great, but getting BI to score 50 is better. Honestly, it just is. He is a superstar in the making, and you will win on his back, and you will lose on his back. But if you go away from him, playing him like he's KD, making sure that everybody shoots more than him, you're going to lose for sure. He needs to be taking more shots than anybody else for the Pelicans in these playoffs for the rest of the playoffs. Period. He is A1, he's A2, he's A3, CJ somewhere behind that. No disrespect, it just is what it is. Stop playing around with him. Play him and let him get up. Hell, he should be able to shoot 20 shots today. Let him get all the shots. It's just better with him being the focal point of your offense. You don't want to be one-dimensional just like nobody else, but when somebody's got it going to this degree and nobody's ever seen them play this well, you got to lean on that. You may be looking at something you've never seen before, but don't mean that it's not going to continue. Lean on that. This could be day one of BI being the MVP for the next 6 years. You don't know. But if you don't give him those opportunities, he definitely won't be. Lean on him. So that's pretty much what I got to say about the Pelicans. Grand Theft Alvarado is going to have to continue to be aggressive. Just because it hasn't worked don't mean you don't continue to try it. You're going to get it eventually. You know what I'm talking about. That little steal move that he's been trying. Chris Paul got it that time. He ain't going to get it every time. Keep trying it. They're going to need him to continue to be aggressive, stretching the floor, getting to the line, playing to the energy of the crowd. The crowd loves you, Jose Alvarado. Give them what they want from you. It will ignite your team. You are an energy setter with your defense and your energy, bro. You are a cult figure there, and as far as I could tell, you are a New York dude from the Bronx in New Orleans. That makes you right there something very special. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're going to make a lot of money. That's what I think. He's going to make a lot of money. So, that's what I got, man. That's really what I got. Looking back at the Phoenix Suns, Ayton's going to have to continue to play well. He's doing his part, 17 boards, 20-something points. Can he do that again? Sure. Is it okay to expect him not to? Yeah. And that's why it's important that everybody else step up and assume that the interior is not the only place where you're going to find success. Don't be afraid to let that thing fly, and let it fly with a certain level of confidence, even though it hasn't been falling. Because at the end of the day, you're the Suns, and the Suns shoot threes. So, yeah, don't let the shooting woes keep you from doing what it is that you've done all season. That's what ends up happening. You start running into a little adversity, and then you start abandoning your plan. That plays into the other team's hands, and you get beat. I don't think the Suns should overreact to anything that they got going on right now. Everything that they've done all season long has worked. And the Pelicans, at the end of the day, are going to have to prove they can keep on living up to these big play moments. B.I. is going to have to continue to show us that he's that guy. I wouldn't be surprised if B.I. goes 1 for 20 tonight. I wouldn't be shocked. Why? Because at the end of the day, he hasn't shown us he's this guy. He's showing us he's this guy. But you're only as good as the next time you show us you're that guy, especially in the damn playoffs. Do it again. So, that's what it is, man. That's what I got. I'm about to watch some playoff basketball. I'm missing that first game right now talking to y'all, so I'm going to get to that. My name is BDF44. Everyone enjoy Game 4, Phoenix Suns. It's the final game of the tab. I'm not sure. I think it's like 4:30 or something like that. You'll check yourself, and you'll make sure you see it. BDF44, thank you for watching me, and I'm out.